Season 3 incoming, and it seems apt that we are actually in your home changing room having this conversation, because it seems as though Nottingham have become part of the BUCS Super Rugby furniture. Does it feel that way yet?
I think it probably does, Dave. I mean, we don't take anything for granted, but it's nice that we don't feel that we're sort of the new kids on the block anymore. We feel like we've earned our right to be in BUCS Super Rugby. We respect it massively. We respect all the teams in there. We know there's a high degree of jeopardy because any team can beat any team on its day. But no, we're just delighted and really excited to be going into our third season, hoping we're going to be competitive, hoping we can continue to be truthful to the way we want to play rugby. But at the same time, we know there's things we've got to do better if we want to sort of grow and go up the table.
I'm really excited about this season for Nottingham because it is season 3 in BUCS Super Rugby, and you're at the point now where maybe all of those players who actually got you here have moved on, and it's a fresh start, it's a new cycle, it's always a new cycle, but now you've got players coming in knowing that they're going to be playing BUCS Super Rugby. It's not the ambition anymore, it's the reality. Has that changed anything for you and your approach?
I don't know if it's changed anything in our approach. It's certainly we're certainly recruiting more players now who have come from really strong rugby backgrounds. More players on university contracts with Premiership clubs, and that's really exciting. I think in terms of our programme, trying to make the programme as high performance as possible, trying to make it as professional as possible in terms of the resources that we provide. So all that means that we're really excited about going forward. I think we've got a lot of talent here. We back ourselves that we don't, if you like, Dave, attract the big names. We haven't got half of the England 18 side here, for example, but we have got boys who have, been in and around that mix at that level of rugby, who want that dual career, who want to come to an academic university, but who also want to play, a really good level of rugby. And I think the first year, I think we took a lot by surprise. We played some really good rugby. We got some really good wins. The second year, perhaps we got found out a little bit that we had to adapt and change and do better in certain areas, not least the set piece for us. But we hung on in there. First 2 years to qualify for the Championship Cup is no mean feat. And as you say, players now have gone through the cycle, but we have an awful lot of young players who are here, who've experienced BUCS Super Rugby, who are maturing, they're developing technically, tactically, and that makes for a really exciting season coming up.
It certainly does. And you say there you don't attract the big names, but what you have had are England under-20 internationals, players going on to sign professional contracts in the URC and in Championship Rugby, and also staying local and wanting to be involved with the club as well. The club seems to have this real nucleus. It's like a magnet for these boys, isn't it?
100%. We talk a lot about what makes us different from other universities. So when I'm standing up there in front of parents and saying, why should they choose Nottingham? The boys often refer to our sort of one ruck mentality, our one club mentality, and that's very strong. And, our captain in our first BSR season, James Cherry, is contracted in Nottingham. He's still in the area, James. He still comes in and does some coaching for us. And, excuse me, I think that gives us an identity. That gives us a sense of belonging. That gives us some self-worth that we feel, we play good rugby. We're building a stronger rugby tradition. And as I say, I just think, these young players now who are coming in understand what rugby is at Nottingham. They buy into it. As I say, that more professional approach means that, hopefully we can accelerate their learning, and hopefully we've got a capacity to grow and really kick on next year. What
can we expect then as fans? Because you've had quite a few 50-odd 30-odds and 40-odd 30-odds.
Too many.
It's really exciting. And also, there's been some heartbreak as well. There have been some games where you've been in an unbelievable position to win, and you have scored 30, 40 points, which in BUCS Super Rugby is an unbelievable achievement. But the points have been coming the other way, and sometimes it happens late, but the boys have always managed to pick themselves up and go again the next week. So is that just par for the course? Is that what we expect with Nottingham, or is that something you're going to have to come out the other side of eventually?
I'm tempted to say more of the same, but at the same time, I also understand that we can't stand still. What got us here is not going to get us there, to use the old cliche. We know that there's certain things we've got to do better. We averaged 4 tries a game last year, which was phenomenal for a team down at the bottom of the table, but we also conceded nearly 5 tries a game. So, we've got to tidy that up. We've got to do that better. We feel that there are areas that we can do better, which I think, in terms of how we play the game, I think we'll still be high tempo, we'll still be dynamic, we'll still be instinctive. The number of tries that we've scored from our own 22, the number of tries we've scored in the last 10, 15 minutes, the boys have a reputation for staying in the game, for playing rugby. I don't think that will change. I hope it doesn't change anyway. We'll still be true to our style of play. But at the same time, we recognise that we got to do the bits and pieces that aren't so glamorous in the game. The set piece, looking at the tackle area, our conditioning. We pride ourselves on being fit, and we are fit. But can we be fitter? Can we ensure that last quarter of the game, not only are we still scoring our tries, but we're creating or putting ourselves in a more dominant position? So lots to work on. I'm sure all the other teams are doing exactly the same, which makes it's going to make for a really interesting season. But all we can do is control what we do, and the boys are buying into the work ethic, to what we're asking them to do in pre-season. And as I say, we're really looking forward to that opening day at home to Leeds Beckett.
Big one.
A very big one.
You survived in the first season, you consolidated and improved in the second season, and as you rightly mentioned, you made the playoffs, which is a great achievement. So what does a good season look like and feel like this year?
I think first and foremost, it's got to be that we're true to how we play rugby. I've never been a coach for whom outcome results, defines me as a coach or defines us as a team. I think it's really important that we continue to focus on development, on improvement week to week. We had a hard grind last year. I think we had nearly 2 months of not winning, where we had to stick to our processes, we had to believe in what we were doing, we had to go again every session. But also, as coaches, the responsibility was on us just to tweak it and challenge the players, but also support them, help them, develop that confidence, that self-belief. So I think playing good rugby, making sure we're competitive, making sure that any side that comes to Highfields here, it's going to be tough. It's not a place that we want them to come. We don't want them to come here and find themselves in the comfort zone. And I think also pushing up the table. We feel that we're capable of finishing 6th or 7th. That'd be a couple of places above where we finished the first 2 years. And if we do that, we've possibly got the chance of a good draw in the cup, for which we've also qualified for the last 2 years. In many ways, the results will take care of themselves. All we can do is say, look, let's do the best we can. It's a bit of a cliche, I know, but do the best we can. Results will take care of themselves. But if we're getting better as people and as rugby players, and if we're giving ourselves the opportunity to move up the table, then that's what we'll do.
Any games you're particularly looking forward to?
Obviously the opening game against Leeds Beckett, because I think that always sets the tone, doesn't it, for the season. So we're at home, it's a big headliner event. We're hoping to have nearly 2,000 students here supporting the game. I think really exciting that we're playing Loughborough away on October the 30th at Welford Road. That's massively exciting. Potential to be playing at Nottingham at Lady Bay against Swansea at the end of the season. Hopefully it's not a game we have to win to stay up. Hopefully it's a game where we can relax a bit and play some good rugby. But just going to some of these great places, Exeter away is always fantastic. Bath away as well, Durham, Hartbury. There's some awesome teams in there. And just knowing that when you go there, you're going to be tested across the team, 1 to 15, 1 to 23. You've got to be on your game or it's game over, as they say. So, yeah, but if I had to pick one out or two out, the opening fixture and then obviously the Loughborough game at Welford Road.
Can't wait. Great season incoming. Good luck.
Cheers. Thank you, Dave.